Alright people, this video is to help people in training mode. A lot of people out here don't know what the hell they're doing in training mode. They literally just go in there and do a bunch of bullshit and call it training. Which is a waste of time for the most part, for a lot of people, right? They spend all this time in training mode, but if you're not doing the right shit, then you're literally just wasting your time, right? So I'm gonna at least show you guys how to set up the computer, the dummy, to at least wake up 3-frame, wake up DPs, how to do that right at least, and how to punish on block type of shit. I'll show you that right now. Alright, so I usually like to use the collie when I'm training, just because he has a crouching 3-frame and a standing 3-frame jab, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure that's what he's got. So I always like to use him to set up the computer, right? Okay. So I pretty much have his all set up, but I'll go through it anyways. What you're gonna want to do is go to dummy settings. You go to record wake up actions, which is obvious what that means, right? When the computer gets knocked down on wake up, what is he gonna do, right? So I usually like to put the interval setting to 1. That's literally just how many seconds it gives you before you have to do the input to record, right? Wake up slowdown, put that on because it'll make your life easier, right? See, I already got these two recorded. I think those are jabs. I'll just do it all again. Alright, so I'm gonna wake up standing jab. I just keep mashing it. You see there on the right, it said reversal, so I know I did it right. Has to say reversal. I always do crouching jab for the next one. Oh, that one up. Always do crouching jab. Here we go. I don't know why it's not working. Making me look like a liar. These inputs are coming in. There we go. Crouching jab. Alright, also DP. Just mash it out. It said reversal. I know it works. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, guard recovery. I like to do the same shit here. Interval setting 1. Slow down just to make life a little bit easier. I already got these two set, which is crouching jab and standing jab, so I won't do those. I'll do number 3, which is going to be DP. Just mash it out. It said reversal. You're good. And then I also like to do, on guard recovery, I like to do grab. Yep. And we got reversal on that. Okay. Okay, so then you go down here where it says set, and these are the ones where this is where you turn which one you want on, right? We will do, I'll do the DP for now, just so you guys can see how that works, and then I will do the DP on guard recovery too. All right, to kind of break it down. I usually like to set this to after first attack to block, because then you'll know if your move is actually comboing. Because if your move doesn't combo, he's just gonna block it, right? Normal stun or no stun, depending, whatever. So if I do a button that doesn't combo, he blocks. Alright. Now here's the thing. So now I have him set. As soon as he blocks, he's gonna do a DP. Right? That's what it means when it's like on block, the action he's gonna do. On the wake up, I have him set for DPs also. So this is where you can practice your punishes after someone does a fucking DP, right? Learn what you can do after that. Also, what else is there? Yeah, and of course, different characters have different style of DPs, right? So you probably want to practice that against Ken's, Ryu's, Guile's flash kick. You know what I'm saying? Like whichever character you have a problem with punishing after a missed DP or something, that's the character you want to bring into training mode and do that same recording setup with them, right? Okay, so that's that. Now we're gonna go, and the most important thing I think is the wake up 3-frame jabs, and turn that off, and the recovery 3 frames, right? Okay, so a lot of people always complain about people waking up and pressing buttons. But if you set up the computer right, you can figure out what you can press, where if they wake up with the fastest button, they can't do shit. See? I can do this all day. I wish you would press a button when I have that set up, right? You automatically get a hit. Right? So that's what a lot of people need to do, is figure out what you can do after each one of your moves, right? So I know that I can do the same thing there. If he presses a button, I already have the advantage, right? Same throws, I know I can only do that. After a throw, back throw, same thing. Figure out what button you can press after that. What else is there with that? Oh, like your block strings, right? If you want to practice your block strings really well, go to, I put the computer to guard all. That's usually what I do, right? So this is where, as you can see, the moment he blocks, he tries to 3-frame hit me, right? That is the fastest punch in the game. So if you know right there, that's a block string. You can't press a button between those two. I'm gonna get the hit every single time, and then I can punish, right? The counter hit combo. So this is the stuff you want to practice, right? When you figure out what buttons you can do, even set up your what do you call it, crush counter setups, right? I know for a fact that if you try to press a button right there, that's a meaty setup right there. You can't press anything after that jab, because I think I'm +3 on block. Yep, +3 on block. My turn. If you try to press a button, that's your loss. So you can figure out all that shit when you have the computer set right, what you can press. Like I know with this, I think, oh, I'm +1. I'm +1 off that, so I can pretty much do anything. If I do it slow, I think we trade. But this is where you literally practice your block string setup. So you know you got a guy who's got good defense, then you use all these things on him. Figure out what you can do after a block. Jump in. You know, people are complaining about, oh man, like, you know, I pressed this button and he still hit me. That means you had a gap somewhere in between your block string. It wasn't a true block string. See, that is a true block string. You can't do anything when I do that except for EXDP. Right? See, I tried to press a different button and I get hit. If I try to do the same exact thing, the medium kick at the end, he stops me. But all my medium punches work, right? I don't even know if crouching medium kick works. Yep, see, that doesn't work either. This is where you practice different scenarios for every single time, right? And then you'll know your counter hits, right? That's a counter hit combo right there. Just because I know that that's a true block string, and if I hit you with medium punch on a counter hit, it's +7, right? And all that stuff is right there above. It tells you all your frames, right? Same thing with your wake ups. You want to figure out, knock the computer down. Every character, whatever move you have that knocks down, figure out what your options are after the knockdown. Right, so let's change this so you see what I'm saying. After first attack, right, perfect example, standing. I know I can do that, right? That's a knockdown. I know I can walk up and do that. There's this other knockdown. I know I can do that, right? Know all your options for every different knockdown that your character has. Know what you can do, right? What else we have? On his critical art, I don't even think I'm plus after the critical art. I don't think I can dash up. But simple things like that. Yeah, see, I can't dash up after critical art. I don't have advantage. I can probably do like standing fierce and hope for the best, like if he presses a button on wake up or whatever the case may be. But these are all things that you can figure out. Also, also important is your recoveries. All your different recoveries here. Back recovery, normal recovery, no recovery, right? Let's go with no recovery first. No recovery. Obviously, Buddy doesn't press a button, so he stays on the ground. When this happens, you have to know what you have to manually time your meaty. You know, if you know what your frame kill is, you can whip buttons and then figure out what button, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much what you're doing. Figure out how many times you can whip a button, 1, 2, and just try to figure out how to make it meaty, a guaranteed meaty, by whiffing those buttons. If not, then you just have to manually time it. Right? Just wait for the character to move and then go for it. So you want to practice all those knockdowns also. So that's that, and then normal recovery, which is also a quick recovery, is obviously when Buddy just pops back up. Right? You want to practice that too. Figure out all your options on the quick get-ups. Right? And then the trickier one, well, depending on the character, is back recovery, right? Where he rolls back, right? So on this one, same thing. You want to figure out what you can do. Ed doesn't have too many options depending on the knockdown that I use. Right? That whiffs. Right, so you can practice pretty much every scenario in here, as long as you have that computer set up right. Same thing with your throws. Figure out what you can do after. I know with Ed, I can't dash up after any throw. No, if I dash up, I get hit every single time because I'm negative, right? But I can do standing fierce. I know I can do that, and I'm safe. Right, so that's stuff you want to practice. Different scenarios. Right? What else we got? Let's put this back to normal recovery. Oh, we also got shimmying. How I would practice that would be guard recovery. I think I had the grab one on here, right? Grab. I would put the computer to guard all. Right? Jab, back up. He automatically tries to grab. Right? So this is where you can practice baiting people's grab out. Right? Right? Perfect example. Little shimmy setup. Right? Same thing, figure out what your other options are. Right? Yeah, also too, figure out what setup keeps you out of grab range. Right? I know they can't grab me from that distance, so I'll do a button right after. Right? Can't grab me or hit me with the free frame. Right? So you know you can punish people like that. Little things you want to set up. What else is there in training mode? I feel like I'm forgetting other shit. Normal recovery, stun. Oh, perfect example. Yes, your crush counters. Crush counters and stun. We'll do crush counters first. Yeah, definitely practice your crush counters, right? Oh shit, I gotta turn off guard all after first attack. Right? Practice what your crush counter setup is gonna be, right? Ooh, jeez. Alright, figure out what they are. And then you can set the stun, practice over and over again, stun combos, right? What your max damage stun combos are. A lot of people, I see people do some stupid shit when they get a stun. They'll do a jump in and do like just one simple move, right? Boom, there you go, 3 hits, there you go. Like, but meanwhile, you know, you have full bar, you have full V trigger. Like, you can totally max out your combo once you know what to do in that situation. You need to have a combo in your mind that as soon as someone's stunned, you just go for it, right? Where you don't even have to think about it, all muscle memory, right? So that's the stun, crush counters. Yeah, figure out what you can do after certain crush counters. Like for example, a lot of people have crush counters that knock the opponent back, right? And figure out how many dashes you can do after before they recover. Right? Figure out. that is Ed's probably biggest damage combo off a stun with V-trigger, right? Stuff like that you want to practice. Every character has like a max damage combo. Look it up, figure it out. Figure out what it is without V-trigger. Figure it out what the max damage combo is with V-trigger, without meter. Save yourself a lot of bullshit in the match, because if you already have this stuff in your mind, you obviously won't what do you call it? You obviously won't drop it, right? Because it'll just become muscle memory. A couple other things you want to figure out: if you have a certain character that their jump-ins always get you, right? So you can take it down to player recording, right? Action recording. I just usually leave that normal and I click on this, so I'll practice that. If it's Macaulay's fierce kick jump-ins, it's always getting you. I don't even know what his downward one is. Oh, there it is. Right? You can practice that. Come back here, back out, turn it on. Right? Now you can practice all your punishes on that combo. Or jumping, sorry. Figure out what you can do. What buttons are your anti-airs, right? A lot of people don't know how to anti-air with this shit. And it could be as simple as a jab, just like that. Right? And if you mess it up, there you go. You see exactly what happens. Figure out what your most reliable jab is. Or your most reliable anti-air. Right? I know mine. If you're jumping on me 9 times out of 10, I'm doing that. Right? If I read it, I'll do it. Right? And you can also practice what your air-to-air combos are. Right? A lot of people don't know what their best button in the air is. Right? Shit like that. Man, what else can we do here? We did all this. This is a good one too. So V triggers, timer, minimum start. I'll set that up right here. Let's go back here, player controls. Let's put it back on dummy. Now minimum start, I'll have to switch to Ed's other V trigger so you guys can understand what the minimum start is. So let's do this real quick. And I think V trigger 2 acts like a lot of these other V triggers out here. Come on, game, hurry up. Man, 17 minutes I've been doing this shit. Alright, okay, so we need Ed, Polygon, V trigger 2. Alright, let's jump in. Skip that shit. Okay. So this is another good thing to practice all your V trigger activation combos, right? Knowing what you can do. So again, let's make sure I think I have it on minimum start. Now minimum start, what minimum start does is it activates your V trigger, right? But it doesn't go into the timer. So I can just keep activating, right? So this is where you can practice what buttons you can do after activation, how plus you're gonna be, right? Like, what can I do here? Right? Which buttons are safe? This will help you in figuring out what you can do after certain combos, right? Right? We got... See, I know I can't do shit. See, look at this Capcom, you're fucked. Why can't I hit his foot? We won't get into that. But that's another thing to practice, is all your V-trigger activation setups. Right? But that's definitely a good one for a lot of you guys that have those V-triggers that are not like Ed's V-trigger 1 where you activate and it throws a ball out or something, right? Where you can actually continue the combo and do some other shit, right? It'll help you figure out what you can do. Yeah, see, with this V trigger, when I hit you with that crush down, it gives me more time where I can dash up and do a whole nother bread and butter thing, right? That's one of those things where I was telling you, like, that kind of helps you figure out what's going on. So that's a good one for a lot of you people that have those V triggers that are activation V triggers and not action, right? Geez, I think that's pretty much it for like the basic training mode type of thing, right? And a lot of the time, like, oh yeah, if you're trying to figure something out in training mode, pick one thing at a time. You know, if you want to work on, you know, the punishing wake ups, then you work on punishing wake ups, right? You do it one thing at a time. Don't do that and 2 times and then jump to some other shit and do that 2 times. Like, you know, do it on both sides of the screen. Figure out what you can do and do it 10 times on the right side, right? 10 times on the left side, 5 times, however many times until you figure you have it on lockdown, right? And yeah, and I think that's pretty much it for like the basic training mode things that we can do here, boys. Yeah, like that's it. So I hope that helps a lot of you fools out, and yeah, I'm out.